Hello, hello. Happy Tuesday. I believe it's Tuesday, March 17th, 2026. Happy St. Patty's Day. And Ted there wearing his green. Nobody's pinching Ted today, I guess.
No.
I am Manila Chan. That's Ted Rall. You're tuned into the Ted Manila Information Show, TMI Show for short, because we really do give you a little too much information, little TMI on this show. We're not very shy.
No.
So
you'll wish we were, but we're not.
That's true. Shy and modest. I think people sometimes wish we were a little more modest, but we do this live Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern time, right after Deep program. So please stick around. It's a mid-morning vibe. Sometimes people think we're drunk, but this is just how we are.
No, we promise we're not drunk. Punch drunk.
Well, you know what? You know what I used to wish that I thought, okay, when I hit middle age where I'm at now, I thought I'll go to the mainstream media. I'll go back to mainstream, and I would love to have like Hoda Kotb's job on like the last leg of like the Today Show or whatever, because those bitches be drinking mimosas at 10 or 11 o'clock in the morning every day.
It's true.
And I'm like, why can't I have that job? Like, I'm paid, like people do my hair and makeup. I show up and just ramble about whatever, and I'm drunk on mimosas at 11 o'clock on a Tuesday. Like,
it's a beautiful thing.
What a job, man.
True.
So, but here I am instead podcasting, middle-aged and pregnant, sober.
Sadly.
Sorry to say, I'm sober. I can't even have a cigarette, guys. I mean, it's terrible.
Well, you could just assume it's 1956 and just have one. Fuck it. Who cares? What are a few birth defects between friends?
I'm just gonna say this, Ted. How
do you think Netanyahu got his 6 fingers?
The vast majority of people born in that era where smoking was still acceptable when you were pregnant, the vast majority of people are fine.
Well, that's true. Well,
but cigarettes have also changed.
In what way?
They became more toxic. They were a little bit
from what? More nicotine, like or
additional
chemicals?
Or other chemicals. They were more natural, I guess, in the 50s and 60s.
I see.
And then cigarette companies, like the food companies, got smart and added more stuff to make you more addicted. So maybe that's why the vast majority of people born in the, let's say, the 50s and 60s, even though their moms smoked and their dads smoked all in the house, everyone was mostly okay, surprisingly. But it's because they added worse stuff to cigarettes. Anyway, with that, let's hop over to doing some topics here, because I think these require a little bit of time. Oh, actually, one more thing before we go in. Just want to point out that besides we're not sure if Bibi is dead or alive, we're also not sure if Mushtaba maybe no one has seen him
in like a day.
Well, Ted,
or a week.
You know what kind of a media whore Bibi is.
And he's only wearing Modi's leftover jacket these days.
I see that. And going to like bizarre coffee shops and like not having meetings with other world leaders or having a press conference, but going to coffee shops.
He loves that latte.
The never-ending latte.
And by the way, you know how it's AI. It's like the latte has the little heart pattern on the top.
And then it doesn't?
Well, no, it's just that like anything that's in the shape of a heart would just dissolve in the presence of Bibi Netanyahu. So
like
a vampire trying to enter a church or something.
Because I've been to coffee shops where they do that, right? Like they make the cute little pattern, or like sometimes
but you're not the living incarnation of evil like Bibi Netanyahu.
That's true. I don't smell like sulfur when I walk into a room.
Right.
But when you take a sip, you usually destroy that pretty little heart pattern.
That's true. You do destroy it.
Yes, you do destroy it, whereas Bibi did not destroy it when he sipped. So, so there's that. And he's looking a little more svelte in those videos. But then they're like, Bibi's not dead. Mushtaba Khomeini's gay.
Yeah. And his mom is fat.
They're like, yeah, he's not dead. Mushtaba Khomeini's super.
He's a fag. That's right. He's a cock goblin. He's a legless cock goblin.
He lost a leg, that homo. So that's what we're doing right now in foreign policy, Ted. That is the new U.S.
where
doctrine.
we're at. Yeah.
That is where we're at in U.S. foreign policy and Trump doctrine. I just wanted to point that out. We have lived to see it, Ted. Congratulations to us and all of you.
We win again.
We have graduated to a new epoch in the era of humanity around the world. That this qualifies as foreign policy. Just want to point that out. And I want to say, thanks to the New York Post, intrepid reporting, Ted. I'm just going to give you a quote here from the New York Post. Mushtaba, who is believed to have been wounded in the same February 28th airstrike that killed his father and other members of his family, has made, quote, aggressive sexual overtures to men caring for him, possibly while under the influence of heavy medication, the Post sources say.
Give me a fucking break. Yeah, and all the I love it, by the way, when right-wingers, and the New York Post is right-wing, they say, like, on social media, like, it's confirmed that blah, blah, blah about Iran. And like, confirmed, you mean Israel says? No, that's not confirmed. Okay.
Right.
Like, you need Israel to, like, check out the term confirmed.
Right. So I just want everybody to think, when anytime you've been under meds, like, let's say you're getting a root canal or whatever, right? Or you come out from surgery. How many of us say the wildest shit when you're coming off of the propofol or anesthesia and you're waking up? You're like, ugh. I will say you're not
wild
shit.
The one thing, I don't know about you, Manila, but the one thing I'm not thinking about is sex or anything sexual. At that moment, I'm just a lump of meat. I'm like, ugh.
Yeah, me too. I'm not good with anesthesia. I'm definitely not making advances, but that's
I'm not making a pass like at the hot Uzbek nurse.
I've seen videos of anyone from like kids to grown adults saying wild stuff when they're coming out of whatever, they're in twilight under anesthesia or whatever, and they're waking up and saying wild shit. I know at least one time that I've come out of anesthesia, I was like crying. I don't know why. I just know. And I kept apologizing to the nurses. I was like, I don't know why I'm crying. I'm sorry. And I just kept crying. But people do weird stuff. And I knew it was happening and I couldn't stop myself because you're coming out of surgery, man. So if that is their evidence that he was making aggressive sexual overtures to the male nurses, the nurses around him, and that's the intel that was delivered to Donald Trump, like, dude, Mushtaba Khomeini's gay, and Trump was allegedly laughing like a madman for the last couple of days. Gay. That's the intel.
Yeah.
The Post got a hold of it. Confirmed. Mushtaba Khomeini. Drunk gay.
Legless and gay.
Welcome to St. Patty's
Day. It's like, it's easier access now, boys.
Oh, God. Okay, Robbie says we got to do an ad before we jump to the stories. Go ahead and pop that up, Robbie, and we'll get to that ad. But I just thought that was really funny. Is that
I mean, the dude could be gay. There are gay Iranians and there are gay Iranian clerics. It's possible.
However, you can't use that as your frame of reference.
You're just making
he was
shit
coming
up.
out of meds.
You're making shit up.
And he made passes. And they did say, however, there is no physical evidence, as far as our sources tell us, that was provided to Donald Trump, such as, videos or photos or whatever. There's no hardcore evidence
So
Ted, you might say,
do you think he steps like, hey boys, man, I'd love to get busy with your Quds force.
Ted, one might say, this story doesn't have a leg to stand on.
Oh,
All right, let's
too soon, too few.
Oh, all right. Let's get to the ad and get to the stories. All right. Still haven't tried 1775 coffee? Now's your shot. The 1775 starter kit just dropped, only 1,000 units. You're getting the bold dark roast that hits hard, the smooth medium roast, and the vitality mushroom coffee for that clean energy with laser focus, no crash. All single origin, small batch, toxin free, and mold free. Because who likes moldy coffee? Plus, you're also getting a gold spoon clip because freedom ain't scooped with plastic, and a frother strong enough to stir up your coffee and your mother-in-law's opinions. Plus, you'll get a black 1775 tumbler, $170 worth of coffee and gear, all yours for just $99. This is for all of you who've been watching 1775 blow up here on Rumble, wondering if it's actually worth it. Spoiler, it is. Go to 1775coffee.com/studio, grab your starter kit before they're all gone. Bold beans, clean fuel, and a morning routine that stands for something just like Rumble does. All right. First story we have to get to, Ted, is another. It's a small Epstein story, but an Epstein story nonetheless. And I think it's worth mentioning because another bank is they were trying to push this out in a game of like chicken with the Epstein survivors. But B of A has now reached a proposed non-binding settlement. Not actually sure what that means. I guess saying like we aren't responsible.
What's a non-binding settlement?
I don't know. In a lawsuit that alleged the bank helped facilitate Jeffrey Epstein's trafficking operation, according to court documents. Now, you remember a couple of years ago, like 2022, I think, Chase Bank, same thing. There was a similar lawsuit. They shelled out billions to keep this out of trial. So they settled. So I guess a similar thing happening here. The proposed class action complaint filed back in October of 2025 alleged that Bank of America, quote, knowingly provided the financial support and the veneer of institutional legitimacy to Epstein and ignored suspicious transactions by the late disgraced financier. A notice on the case docket said that lawyers for the bank and the victims, quote, reached a settlement in principle. The terms of the settlement were not immediately
non-binding
disclosed.
Settlement, I looked it up. It just means that, like, so sometimes there's binding arbitration, which basically is like the arbitrator, like, here's both sides and then says, okay, this is my decision, and then that's it. That's not this. Okay. This is a negotiation. So this is like B of A said, hey, we're raising this. This is what do you think of this idea? And if the other side says no, B of A is not like stuck with it. It's just a negotiating.
Well, yeah, if the other
it's
side
an offer.
Says no.
It's an offer.
So, okay, it's just a lawyerly way of saying we made an offer to the plaintiffs.
Exactly. Right.
Okay, that's dumb lawyer words. Okay. Yeah. So the settlement terms, all of them are not disclosed as of yet, and would still need to be approved by a federal judge. U.S. District Judge Jed Rakoff had previously scheduled the case to go to trial on May 11. A court hearing to consider the settlement is proposed for April 2nd, so 2 more weeks, in a federal court over there in New York, according to the docket. B of A declined to comment on this proposed settlement so far. I guess because I think they're just throwing anything out there, Ted, to see if the plaintiffs will bite.
It looks like this is it, though.
Yeah, probably. An attorney for the victims called the proposed settlement, quote, one more step on the road to much deserved justice. The women entrapped and abused by Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell started a monumental reckoning with their brave voices and fearlessness. The road to justice for these women has been long and trying, says attorney Sigrid Macaulay in a statement. Though the terms of the settlement are currently unknown, a proposed resolution of this case would likely scuttle an upcoming deposition. man, they don't want to hear this, of Apollo Global Management co-founder Leon Black, who was scheduled to sit for questioning on March 26th. So that's, like 10 days away. Black resigned from his role at Apollo back in 2021 after an inquiry into his relationship with Epstein, which found that Black paid Epstein $158 million, Ted, for tax and estate planning advice. Like most
That's a lot of
expensive
advice.
Consulting ever. Like,
Mr.
wow.
Black, if you ever need advice, call now.
Oh my God.
Ted Rall. I'm here for you, dude.
Hey.
I'll work for half as much as Epstein.
Chop liver? Look, I'll undercut Ted, Mr. Black.
We'll split.
I'll go flat rate $1 million for the year of consulting. For the year.
For $158 million, I'll blow him. I mean, Jesus Christ, that's a lot of money.
Well, you just offered half price, Ted. Yeah. You offered half.
Oh, yeah, you're right. My apologies.
I'm undercutting you. I'm saying put me on payroll.
$79
million a year. $1 million a year. Unfettered access, phone calls, FaceTime, whatever you need, Mr. Black. I will answer your call. $1 million a year.
Anything. I'll come over. I'll clean your pool. I'll wash your car.
So
I'll draw cartoons that make you look awesome.
Caricatures.
Yeah.
So in a statement from this January, Mr. Black's attorney said that his client, quote, had no awareness of Epstein's criminal activities and that there is, quote, absolutely no truth to any of the allegations against Mr. Black. The lawsuit against B of A alleged that those payments from Black and other transactions by Epstein should have raised concern by the bank, which, quote, failed to alert law enforcement as to Epstein's crimes before it was far too late. Epstein committed these crimes by means of not only his own extraordinary wealth and power, but through access to funding and financial support from both individuals and institutions, including Bank of America. Egregiously, Bank of America had a plethora, people don't use that word enough, a plethora of information regarding Epstein's sex trafficking operation, but chose profit over protecting victims, says the lawsuit. So I agree for the most part on all of this, Ted, with like the culpability of the big banks. But at the same time, the capitalist in me kind of raises a red flag, and you were a banker, raises a flag that says, I'm just here to hold your money.
Yeah, I don't know what you're up to.
Like, I don't know how you get it. I don't know what you do with it.
I worked for 4.5 years in banking, and Japanese banks where I worked at a Japanese bank have a very intimate relationship with their clients. That I don't mean like sexual
concierge service,
but but the thing is, like, for example, it goes much further than personal banking in the United States or even corporate banking. It's like, so like if a Japanese company would come to the United States, we would reach out to the municipalities and ask them what they're willing to do to accommodate a factory. Are you willing to open a freeway exit? Are you willing to waive tax, county taxes for 10 years? And we would advise them what state they should locate in. I mean, so we really had knowledge about their industries. We would give them business advice on like where they might want to invest, where they might not want to invest. That went above and beyond what an American banker would do. That all said, that's all my way of saying, we have no fucking way of knowing what they're doing in the C-suite. We do not know what shit they're doing.
Like, how did you amass your wealth?
We don't know their day-to-day business practices. We don't know if they're polluting. We don't know we know if they're money laundering, but that's about it. There's, so, I mean, I'm a communist. I mean, if I had my druthers, all these companies would be nationalized and seized for the proletariat. But under our capitalist system, I sympathize with B of A here. How the fuck are they supposed to know what Leon Black is up to? You know, I mean, it's like
Right.
I think it's ridiculous, and I feel like the bank probably should have fought it more. But
But
you
like
know,
I think for decades now we've had that $10,000 deposit law, right? Like every time there's anything over $10,000 deposited
it's
to
reported.
anybody's account. Yeah, it's reported to the IRS.
Mm-hmm.
And but that doesn't mean it goes beyond the IRS, right? It doesn't mean it goes to the feds, right? Like to FBI, like, oh, Ted
No,
Rall got a $10,000 and $10,005 deposit.
it just goes to the IRS. That's all.
Right. So I get that over the course of like a couple of years, Leon Black depositing money to Epstein's B of A account in like the tens of millions. I mean, wouldn't that be up to the IRS then to have flagged it to be like, hey, why are you getting such huge deposits? I'm going to refer
Well,
this
but I
to the
mean,
DOJ or
but the thing is, it's
whatever.
like they're mainly concerned with like USA Patriot Act kind of like terrorism stuff.
Right.
They
Right.
checked out
Your
Epstein.
money's not going to like
Epstein was
Syria.
not a terrorist. So he
Right.
was, so, you know, so they checked it out. And I mean, look, I'm sure Epstein was on everyone's radar in
Sure.
at the highest, you know, levels of the government. And they're like, yeah, this is this rich guy who's, you know, he's a financial advisor for all of these people. He buys and sells expensive artwork. He does. I mean,
Right.
you know,
Rich people shit.
yeah, it's rich people, legit rich people shit. So,
Yeah.
so fucking what?
Like he's eccentric. He has a fucking ranch in Utah. He's a philanthropist, right? He hangs out with Stephen Hawking. Like all these people. Even, you know, if you're not deep state like certified to have the information of whatever, if he is Mossad, um, on the surface, if you work for the federal government as an investigator at that level, at the very least, you know this guy's name. You know he's been playing in those circles for a long time.
For sure.
So when he's flagged as getting a deposit for $10 million, no one bats an eye because like you see multi-billionaires in America moving big sums of money all the time.
Every day, trillions of dollars are moving through the banking system, right? I mean,
like by one person, you know, could be moving $1 billion right now. Jeff Bezos could be doing that right now, and nobody's going to flag him to be like, oh, is this funding terrorism? We need to refer this to the DOJ. No one's going to do that. So
I don't
Epstein
know
was
what
at
B
those
of A
levels.
was. I don't know what Chase or B of A or any other bank was supposed to know about Jeffrey Epstein.
Yeah,
That's what I find very mysterious.
That's what I don't get either. Not that I don't sympathize with the victims.
They are supposed.
Obviously.
Look, it's like this. It's sort of like when you go to a therapist and you have, you know, reasonable expectation of privacy with your psychologist, but if you tell her that you're planning to like murder someone, she has an ethical obligation or she'll lose her license to report to the police. Now, if like same thing like with a Catholic priest or someone like that, but like same thing with a bank. If a bank becomes aware of illegal activity,
right,
then they do have to report it. But it's really unusual for a bank to become aware of that.
right.
So that's what.
So unless Epstein was telling his personal banker, he's like, bro, this Leon Black guy.
Yeah, he and I are like balls deep in like 12-year-olds. Yeah.
He just gave me just shit tons of money because like I just sold him this hot 12-year-old.
Yeah,
like,
right. Like
unless
I don't think
he
that's
said something like that.
Not likely.
Yeah, so I don't think that's. I hate that I have to defend the banks here, but a part of me just feels like,
no, you got to be fair.
How is the banker supposed to know? Yeah, it's just not fair because how is the banker, and especially the guy or gal that was handling this particular account?
You might
because,
have
it's concierge.
Even a suspicion. A suspicion isn't even enough, really.
Right.
Like it's like, you know, it's like, oh, I wonder how that guy, you know, I wonder what he's up to. But you know, okay, you can wonder all you want, but until you know something, you know, really, you should shut up because you could be wrong.
Yeah, I hate that a part of me is defending the banks, but I am here because I just don't see how they're liable for anything unless they had explicit knowledge, which that hasn't been proven. So
no, agreed.
All right, let's move on.
A Utah jury has found Kouri Richins guilty of aggravated murder. I love this story. In the death of her husband, Eric Richins.
Why?
This is a case that has drawn national attention for its facts and the image she presented publicly after the fact, because it's, aside from the fact that a guy was murdered, fucking hilarious. So prosecutors said that Richins poisoned her hubby with fentanyl in 2022, describing the killing as deliberate and premeditated. She wanted two things: financial gain and to get out of her marriage. Dipshit, get a fucking divorce. You can have both financial gain and leave her out of your marriage. Anyway, she was in debt due to her real estate business, and she was the heir to her husband's life insurance policy. Also, she was boning some dude she was working with. So anyway, text messages introduced at trial showed that she was emotionally involved and discussing a future with this dude. In some of the messages, she expressed frustration with her husband and said she wanted a different life. Anyway, long story short, she previously had attempted to poison her husband a few weeks earlier. Oh, I don't know, honey. These eggs don't taste so good. Anyway, and then finally he kicked, right? So this is where things get funny. The widow, the merry widow, besides boning her boyfriend, went on to publish a children's book about grief, portraying herself as a widow, helping her kids cope with loss. So this is the part that's so hilarious. She became a nationally known expert on surviving. She killed her husband so she could be with her boyfriend, and then basically cashed in with a book that sold very well, talking about how sad it was
like
for her.
She's like a fucking bestseller.
Yeah, basically she was
genre?
like the classic joke about like the kid who killed his parents and complained he was an orphan. She killed her husband and complained she was a widow and that she had to deal with her grieving kids. Like, bitch, you killed him.
Oh my God.
So now she faces 25 years to life in prison. Sentencing comes up in May. I love that story. It was just so fucking funny to me.
Like,
except for him. I mean, I'm sorry he's gone.
Except for the death part.
Yeah.
Of Mr. Richins. Like, they're young, aren't they? They're like under 40.
Sorry?
I think. They're young.
Yeah, they're pretty young. It's weird to me that people do that. I'm always like, it's like, get a fucking divorce like a normal person, right? Like, you want to be with your boyfriend? No problem. We live in an age of no fault divorce, right? So literally nothing's going to happen. You can still get alimony. Nothing, no one's going to judge you. It's totally fine. Like, just
that's what I don't get at this day and age. And many of these still happen, Ted, like many across America. Like, this is just one of many cases every year that how do spouses think that this is the right course of action? Let me kill my spouse so I can be with my other partner. Like, what do you think goes through their mind?
And you also don't think, like, in an age with license plate readers and facial recognition software and
Ring doorbell cameras.
Yeah, everything. I mean, the tech is going to rat you out. There was a case. So when I was, I was at college twice, and the second time when I went
only
back,
2.
Yeah, only 2. I was the art director at the school paper, the Columbia Daily Spectator, and my co-editor was this. I met this co-editor chick, who I was supposed to work with. For lunch at Tom's Diner, the famous da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And so anyway,
great song.
So we're just strategizing about how to run the page and everything. So next day she calls me and she goes, "Oh, I'm not going to be able to be at the paper tonight." And I said, "Oh, why not?" She says, "Oh, my mother's been murdered." And so I turn on the news, and it's a high profile case. She was a very wealthy woman married to a high profile pulmonologist on Long Island.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, so for 3 or 4 weeks, the media is stalking. The cops are kind of like, we think the husband did it, but we can't prove it. So they're feeding this to the media, and the media
Okay.
are like stalking the dude, right? So it's kind of like
Sure.
a
The doctor.
Gary Condit type situation.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, the guy has an alibi. The guy is like, I was at a pulmonology conference in Washington, D.C. The murder, it was a push-in robbery in Long Island. I was gone all weekend while this happened. It was a strange case, though, because first she was strangled with a necktie, and then shot. But anyway, it looked like a push-in. The cops didn't really buy it because I think nothing of note was stolen or anything, and the place wasn't ransacked. Anyway, it comes to pass, little police detective work. Someone finds that he went to some shitty car rental place in DC, rented a car for cash, and rented a car on Saturday night while he was supposedly at the conference, drove up to Long Island, killed his wife, drove back to the conference to establish the alibi. Okay, well, in doing so, he accrued easy pass bills along the New Jersey Turnpike. He was photographed by highway cameras, and there weren't even nearly as many back then.
Right.
And there's the car rental agency that he had a record with. I mean, the point is,
getting gas on the
exactly. You have to return the car with a full tank of gas.
Expressway.
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna be seen, right? So there was like, he got busted, and that was that. So
that was then.
That was then.
Imagine
you're not
now.
Gonna get away with this now. I mean, there's no way.
Like, I don't get what people think, like they can outsmart all the technology that we're swimming in, right? Like,
I mean, yeah, like I hate to say it, like police work now is almost like gay to become a police detective.
I know,
like it's
what do you do? I'm a detective. A guy thought that was like really sexy when he was hitting on me in LA, and I was like, "You're an LAPD detective." I was like, "Okay, gumshoe." Like,
yeah, exactly. It's not exactly Mannix, right? Like, like nowadays, a police detective literally sits on his fat ass at a computer screen and just basically puts in the people's photos into a facial recognition software, and just waits for things to ping back. Done. It's like another case solved. Off for donuts.
Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah. Exactly.
Good job.
Yeah.
This case, I've seen it. I didn't follow it. And believe me, as a wife, I get the impulse to want to kill your husband. But that, I never paid.
No.
I never paid much
not
attention.
Legal, Manila.
I know. So I never paid much attention to this case because I'm like, she obviously did it. Like, as soon as I heard what the case was, I was like, she was banging the handyman she did, house flipping with or whatever. She totally did it. Like,
the house wasn't the only thing she was flipping.
Yes. So I was like, oh my God, she totally did it. Once I first got wind of this case last year, I was like, she did it. And fentanyl in his coffee. First of all, he didn't taste that. Like, I don't know what is wrong with
not
American.
To mention, like,
why can you not taste that?
Also, a lot of people take fentanyl. This is America. Millions of Americans are using fentanyl every day, just recreationally for fun.
Hundreds of thousands of people every year.
That's like someone spiking my food with coffee. Like, big fucking deal. It's like, yeah, like,
that's right.
It's like you don't automatically die from fentanyl.
Like, it's like, oh, they put corn syrup in my coffee. Like, oh. I don't know. I don't know the difference. Like, that's basically Americans with fentanyl. We're like, tastes fine to me. Glug.
Can I have another? That was so good.
So that's really what happened to him. Like, it was allegedly in his coffee, they believe. They don't think it was in his food. They think it was in his coffee, his morning coffee. So.
I like that it didn't work the first time. Better up the dose.
Yeah. So I don't know. I knew. So when this came down yesterday,
murderers are really, it is true what cops say that criminals are stupid.
Yeah. So, I mean, that kind of criminality, when you get to like Epstein level criminality, now that's where it gets complex, but then you can't do it yourself. You can't do it by yourself. You need a network to get that that level, right? Like umpteenth level of criminality. But if you're just like solo criminal where even your boyfriend didn't help you, like you did it yourself, because you're like, aha, and I'm going to get a book deal.
Well, that's the best wrinkle, right? It's like, oh my God, I'm so sad.
I don't know.
She turned herself into a grief expert. I mean, that's some moxie.
That is also like
it's serious chutzpah.
Super narcissistic personality.
True.
Super.
Okay, Robbie says we have another ad. There's videos of her like at book signings and stuff, and man, she's working it.
Oh, I didn't see any of that footage.
No, she was she was a minor celeb.
Oh.
No, this is like,
Robbie says we have another ad.
She's not like a random skank.
Oh, I mean, what kind of children's grief or whatever? It's not, you wouldn't know the topic unless you were faced with it. All right. With that, let's get to one more ad and then we'll pop to another story
too after this ad. Yeah.
All right. So, speaking of banking, I wonder if this is how this has anything to do. That's why we're getting this ad. I really think so, Ted, because the algorithms hear us.
That's true. That's really weird and freaky.
I'm telling you, the algorithms are listening.
The algorithms know all.
They know. Okay. So they can cancel your accounts, freeze your cards, decide what you're allowed to buy, say, or support. Big banks and financial institutions have total control and they use it. That's why financial independence matters more now than ever. So, introducing the Rumble Wallet, a wallet built for real freedom. With Rumble Wallet, you control your money, not a bank, not a government, not a tech company. Buy digital assets like Tether Gold, and Bitcoin in one secure place. No permission, no middlemen, no cancel button. And when you want to support the creators you actually believe in, hint, hint, you can use the Rumble Wallet app to directly tip the content creators securely, instantly, and without interference. This isn't a credit line that they can shut off. It's your wallet permanently. Yours to protect your future, yours to protect your family. And when the system fails, when institutions turn on their own people, financial sovereignty is the difference between security and vulnerability. Rumble Wallet isn't about politics. It's about freedom, ownership, and protecting what's yours. So take control today. Download Rumble Wallet right now and step away from the big banks for good. True ownership, true protection. That is true financial freedom. See, we talked about banking, B of A, and
true.
15 minutes later, just saying. All right. Here's another one I think Ted and I are going to have a little fun with. This story is something very dystopian, right? Except it's real, and it involves formerly one of America's biggest newspapers, because I don't think there is such a thing as a big paper anymore, Ted.
No, that's true. It's an oxymoron.
There's no such thing anymore. It doesn't exist. Like a travel agent or Blockbuster Video.
Sadly.
I know, sadly.
Travel agents were great.
Yeah, I don't want to deal with that shit. I'd rather have some lady do it for me. But all right. So the Washington Post, Jeff Bezos's, weekend tinker toy that he played with for a little bit, is now using your personal data to decide how much you are going to pay for a subscription. And when I say you, I mean each and every single independent one of you. And here's why. Some readers recently got emails telling them that their subscription prices were about to go up. And then buried in the fine print was a little gem. Quote, "This price was set by an algorithm using your personal data." Translation, two people can be reading the exact same news and paying completely different prices for it. Why?
Disgusting.
Because the system is watching you. It knows what you read, how often you click, how long you stay on articles, whether you're likely to cancel, or if you're too hooked on them to leave. The Post is using what's called smart metering systems, basically an AI-driven model that studies your behavior and decides how valuable you are as a customer individually. And then, like a digital used car salesman, and I hate that I'm saying that because I was a used car salesman, it does set the price accordingly. So part of me kind of gets what they're doing here because I made some good coin in the early 2000s, Ted. Just saying. If the algos think that you're loyal, congrats, you get to pay more. And if it thinks you're a cheapskate or about to walk, you'll get a discount. Same product, different price, all based on how the algos size you up. So let's pause right there because this isn't about subscriptions. This is personalized pricing, and it's quietly creeping into more and more parts of the economy. Airlines do it. You guys know that, right? If you go to like one of those travel, we said in lieu of having a travel agent, you go to one of those travel websites. So the airlines do it, retailers do it, and now the news business is doing it too. And here's the best part. This is the same newspaper whose slogan still is democracy dies in darkness.
Hilarious.
Apparently, it also runs on dynamic pricing algorithms in the shadows. Critics say this kind of system raises serious questions about fairness, transparency, and privacy, especially when readers don't fully understand how their data is being used to determine what price they pay. Supporters argue it's just smart business. After all, you can charge people exactly what they're willing to pay, so why wouldn't you? And I get that, also having been a real estate agent. Okay. We always said when customers ask, what should I list the house for? Or what should I, pay for the house? But usually if you're listing the house, they say, Manila, what should I list the house for? The answer is whatever the market will bear.
Of course.
That's the answer.
And look, so this is a automated version of something that
Of
sort
that.
of happens organically. Like, for example, if you call to cancel your newspaper, sometimes they'll say, don't cancel, we'll give you
we'll give you
a discount for 6 months or whatever. I mean, it is often a thing. If you're broke, it's worth calling like the cable company or whatever and just saying,
I can't afford this anymore.
Quitting, I can't. And they will do a lot to keep you because people are canceling their services all over the place. Now, that said, I fucking hate this so much.
Me too.
I hate dynamic pricing. Like it's got like hotels have gotten insane where it's like, there was always kind of like a tendency for hotels to be more expensive during the holidays and stuff like that.
Yes, of course.
And
airfare, same thing.
And airfare and stuff. But now what's happened is that it's exponential. So like, let's say it's a small college town and it has like a fucking, Best Western. It's the only motel in town. You might have to pay $800 on graduation night because all the parents are coming to town and they're going to charge you $800 for an $80 hotel room. That's how crazy it's gotten. This shit should be illegal. The president who goes after this shit, like, Joe Biden, like flirted with getting rid of so-called junk fees, like resort fees. Like you go to go to a hotel in Washington D.C. downtown, like there will be a resort fee. There's no resort, okay? There's no pina coladas. There's no pool.
There's no beachside cabana.
Yeah, there's no resort. But so it's just bullshit. And he never did follow through with that. But really, truly, they should.
Yeah, look, I get cars and houses where it's a negotiable price, right? I get that. But that is like a hard, tangible commodity, right? Like this is like you can buy and sell property. You can buy a car is a piece of property. Like this is a service.
Mm-hmm.
Journalism, I mean, theoretically, it's supposed to be service journalism, right? Like that's democracy dies in darkness. If your paper is 25, well, let's go back in the day, Ted.
Look,
Remember
I
when
could
it was
see it,
25 cents in
honestly,
the machine?
as a socialist, I could see an income test where it's like, well, you know, if you're Jeff Bezos, you should pay more for your subscription than a poor
Or
person.
your speeding ticket. We've talked about this in speeding tickets or whatever, 10% of your income. But that's
Right.
10% for everybody. Like, that's not what this is.
No.
That's not the same thing. Back in the day, I still remember the newspaper stand boxes where you drop in a quarter and you take out a newspaper, right?
Oh, of course. Or maybe 3 or 4 and give them to your
Right.
friends. Yeah.
I know. I hate to admit I've done that. Of course, everyone has.
I've done it when I had an article in the paper.
Sure.
And I wanted to have some tear sheets.
But generally, I would not do that. But you know, it's the honor system. You drop in a quarter and you take out a paper and you walk along on your way. But that's 25 cents for everybody that walks by. Your quarter, my quarter, their quarter. It's a quarter for everybody. Imagine if today it's a big machine and it scans your face and decides, like, you look like a rich fucker. Is that a Rolex is that a Rolex that you're reaching down to get a coin? I'm going to charge you $1 for this.
That's a fancy looking cat.
Right.
It doesn't look like some pound cat.
Is this woman carrying a Louis Vuitton bag? I'm going to charge her more for the paper. Or remember, these algorithms, I mean, the article is very long. It was actually a really good article found in our local magazine here, the Washingtonian. I don't know if it circulates outside of the DMV Metro, Ted. I'm sure
Probably
you can get
it. There are very few of those. Like Texas Monthly is one of the few like regional magazines that circulates, like, or New York Magazine that circulates outside of, like, California has a magazine by that name, and it's actually pretty good. But Los Angeles Magazine is pretty good, but they don't circulate outside of those areas.
This one was from Washingtonian, so it was buried away. And of course, it's not like WAPO was going to write about themselves, Ted, especially after
fucking Jeff Bezos. He literally
he fired a third of the employees, like
a third, 80%,
80.
Yeah,
no,
it's true. Not all at once, but between the time that he took over and where he is now. Yeah.
Oh, I read recently it was another third in the past year. But anyway, it's not like they were going to write it.
I think they're down to 400 people, and he started out with 2,400 people.
Wow. People forget that for us who live here, like in the DMV Metro, the Washington Post not only served as a national paper, but it had a section of our local paper.
Of course. Yeah, I mean,
like,
Washington
that's our local paper.
It's a city, and it has high schools, and it has, town ordinances, and it has issues about, sewers, like, and all the
open, right? Roads closed, like things that
trash
matter.
Pickup, all the stuff.
To locals.
Crime.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, that shit matters.
And
like,
now
for the
literally,
people that live here.
And also,
he closed the local desk. Now, it's all gone. The local desk is gone.
Speaking of which, I mean, Washington City paper, is that still around? That's
still there.
Okay,
that's still there.
So
again, it's not.
They
daily,
could try.
so.
I mean, it's nothing close to what it used to be, right? But they could pick up the slack if they.
They could, but that's why this story, like, who's watching the local paper if the local paper ceases to exist?
Well, look, this is it. Look, I can't claim anything close to originality here. I'm cribbing this from others who've observed that, like, this is a golden age of political corruption at the local level, because there's no fourth estate, right? You could, like, plunder and rape and pillage.
If you're a local city councilman or whatever, who the fuck is gonna?
Who's paying attention? Nobody.
There's nobody there to check your I's and dot your I's and cross your T's. Like, there's nobody there to look, because all the local desks are wiped away. So the Washingtonian, which is a local monthly magazine, came across this and did a little bit of digging. Like, so good on them, right?
100%.
And the details, if you guys want to read it, it's on their website. You can go to the Washingtonian website. But the details of what the AI model reads about who you are, Ted, is fucking dystopian. It estimates basically your education level, your income level, how fast you read, what you're interested in. It gauges what party affiliation politically you are. It obviously can follow you around on other websites that you go to. It can gauge who you are and what socioeconomic level you are. And that's how they arrive at the dynamic pricing. So it judges you based on your online presence.
Gotcha.
So that is some creepy ass shit. Look, admittedly, Jeff Bezos probably knows me better than my husband or my best friend, because I've been using Amazon since when I went to college in the early days, buying used books. My Amazon account is that old. Jeff Bezos has known me for almost 30 years, right? Jeff Bezos has known me through the different phases of life, probably when I was in and out of college, based on the supplies I was buying, the books I was buying. This is back in the late 90s, early 2000s. To what phase of life I'm in when I'm planning my wedding, when I'm having a baby, when I'm buying a house, Amazon knows my shit. So when he bought WAPO, I think they also know that I'm one of these cheapskates that I'll just do without it. I can scrape it from AI at this point. So you want to use AI, Jeff Bezos? So can I. I can have AI scrape all the articles in the world and tell me whatever it is about whatever topic. But that's what we're looking at. And Ted and I think it's unfair that if you're going to provide a service, then that's the cost to everybody.
Well, and here's the thing, even if you and I are wrong objectively and say like, like whatever, it's fine. I guarantee you, Jeff, people hate this. And maybe they shouldn't hate it, but they do. People don't like it. We live in a world that increasingly feels arbitrary, and it feels like there's a gross bald man behind the yellow curtain controlling everything. And it's just like Americans really miss a more straightforward approach to life, like where, it just sort of was like, something as simple as, I'd like a newspaper. It's $1.25. Here's $1.25. Here's a newspaper. The end.
Thank you.
And these are simple commercial transactions, and you're complicating something, and you're just making it, needless. Like, you don't understand how beleaguered people are in their everyday life, that they're constantly, being like, just this morning, I woke up and I heard that New York City is going to, Mayor Mandani wants to reduce the school zone speed limit from current 20 miles per hour to 15. Now, it's like, it's like, of course it's sold, and the people, NPR loves it. It's common sense. People should drive slowly past schools, and it'll save not just kids' lives, but adult lives. Sure. I mean, who's going to argue with any of that, right? Nobody. But here's the thing that you don't know, and that they don't report, that in New York City, school zone, there's two things you need to know. School zones are in effect 365 days a year, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So at 3 o'clock in the morning, in the summer, when no one's at the fucking school, not even the janitor, that school zone ticket,
you get a ticket.
And it's automated because it's like there's cameras now. So you'll get that 15-mile. So that's the first thing you need to know. The other thing you need to know is there's no signs. Like in most districts in the United States, if there's a school zone, you see there's a sign that says school zone, speed limit 20 miles. No, in New York City, there's no sign. You just have to be within a certain, I think it's 1,000 or 2,000 feet away from a school. Okay. And many school buildings just look like a building. There
Yeah,
are
yeah.
you don't know that it's a school.
It's
Oh,
PS
and
136 here.
it gets
Ted.
better. I got a speeding ticket in a school zone on the West Side Highway. Okay, it's like the school is somewhere a few blocks away. You don't see it. There's no sign that tells you you're in a school zone. There's literally no way to not get that fucking ticket. Every single person who drives by there gets that ticket. So,
Well, Ted, one of the kids might be scaling the wall onto the expressway.
yeah, at 3:00 in the morning, like in the
Yeah.
summer. Yeah. So
Yeah.
the point is, it's like a lot of stuff like that. It's just like we're beleaguered. It's like, and so it's really fucking annoying
You're
to get a
billing
ticket
us
for
to
like
death.
that. And people are just like, so Jeff, you're adding to people's misery when you should be trying to make their lives better, easier, simpler.
Look,
I mean,
dude
Jeff
is
Bezos,
worth
of all
like
people, should know
$300
that.
billion.
Jeff Bezos literally made billions of dollars by making people's lives easier, that they don't have to go to the store and stuff
Right.
comes to them in the mail. He invented the whole under promise, over deliver thing where it's like, oh, estimated time of arrival 4 days, and then you get it in 2 days and you're happy.
You're like, ah.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
he used to know how to make people happy, but now he's
Right.
he's
Well,
forgotten.
because
He's too busy boning
now-
Lauren Sanchez.
Yeah, I know. Well, because now he's married to,
A skank.
to Latina Barbie, and
A skank.
and he's busy trying to look like Lex Luthor. I mean, let's be
True.
honest.
It's true. It's true.
He really is. He's really trying. That's what he's busy with. And WAPO, when he bought it, he was like, "Oh, I'm trying to save journalism or whatever," by firing the whole lot of them. And like, whatever, dude. I don't even know. Like, if you're really trying to save the industry, you're trying to whatever. Dynamic pricing is not the way to go.
He's not trying to save the industry or even that paper. I mean,
he's worth $300 billion, Ted. You're gonna
Now, I will say the Washington
nickel and
Post-
dime us?
I'm
You're
not
gonna
going to
nickel
lie.
and dime us.
The Washington Post is like, if I somehow, God forbid, wound up the owner of the Washington Post, I mean, there's a lot of things I would do different. I mean, I would be, I'd be firing a lot of people. I'd be hiring a lot of people too. But most of the people who are working there now, I'd get rid of.
Here, fun thought experiment, Ted. Which goes belly up first, LA Times or WAPO?
Ooh. Oh, it's got to be LA Times because Dr. Pat
The
Soon-Shiong is such a shitheel. He's
like, worse at running a paper than Bezos?
Yeah.
Oh,
He's more evil too. I mean, Jeff Bezos. Manila, this is personal for you. Jeff Bezos did not, like Dr. Pat, make billions of dollars killing breast cancer victims.
That's true. That's true. Jeff Bezos got me through college. I'm going to say that. It was
How so?
Because of the books. Like I saved tons on books because I would go to the local.
Because that really fucked up the book business, the book industry.
Well, I get that, but for me as a poor college student, you could go to the school bookstore and find used versions of, but if other kids beat you to it, okay, then you go across the street or wherever, like locally to the bookstore to find the used copy of whatever book you need for that class. And if that's sold out, then I would turn to, 1999 version of, the year 1999 version of Amazon, which was then just a place where you get books and book supplies and fucking protractors and calculators, right? Like Texas Instruments. And that's where I went and got shit. And I would find deep old copies of, like, maybe it was like 2 versions ago, but it was something, right? Rather than not have a book at all, or ask your classmate, like, "Hey man, can you go with me after class? Can I make some copies of, chapter 4?" Like, it beat that. So if it weren't for Amazon, I wouldn't have gotten through college, right? Because there was a book shortage in California, and there's a lot of people in college in California. So for me, it really helped a lot.
By the way, I think it's also very strange that, I'm a subscriber to the Washington Post. Me probably not for much longer because it's no longer.
Yeah, if they try to hike it up.
It's not really an essential read. Oh, they hiked it recently already. I would say that, like, one thing that's very strange is they gutted the opinion section, which,
Yeah.
by the way, wasn't that great to begin with. It was so neocon. But now they've taken a bad thing and made it worse. I would make the opinion section massive. I'd make it the biggest section in the paper. It's Washington. It's politics.
Yeah.
I would have that, like, I'd have like op-eds and op-ed videos and lots of cartoons and
they cut the Washington Post podcast too. That's one of the ones that got cut.
Too. Ridiculous. And like
he
now,
he cut all the wrong things. That's all I can
also,
say.
he should have moved it to the left because it was so far to the right. So I don't know. I would keep the right wingers, but I'd add a bunch of lefties.
Balance the other side. And I guess the subscribers, when they from the article I read in Washingtonian, was a lot of subscribers, when they realized that Jeff Bezos sponsored the Melania movie.
Well, yeah, I mean, he was just sucking Trump's
quit
cock.
The paper.
That's all that was.
They quit the paper. So anyway, it's a great article if you guys want to see just how much AI, because we as consumers think of AI as like, oh, ChatGPT, and it shortcuts this and that for me. But if you look at AI from a corporation standpoint, there's AI for everything. True. Everything. You want to dissect who's buying your Slurpees, your smoothies, a Jamba Juice, there's AI for that. There's, I mean, everything. So anyway, good read. Anyway, one last little quick read, Ted, for our fun St. Patty's Yay.
For the 2 to 3% of people who have genuine ophidiophobia, that's fear of snakes, not to mention the 50% who just feel anxious about them, Ireland might seem like heaven on earth. That's because throughout its entire modern history, the Emerald Isle has famously been home to precisely 0 endemic snake species. Although one of the nation's most popular legends tells of St. Patrick driving serpents from the island in the 5th century, snakes haven't slithered along Ireland's soil since at least before the last ice age. Ireland's geological history makes it perfectly inhospitable for snakes. During the last ice age, the northern latitudes of the British Isles were just too cold for ectotherms. These are animals dependent on the sun to warm their bodies, so these creatures migrated south. As the ice age receded, glaciers retreated to the poles, water levels rose, the land bridge to Ireland became submerged about 8,500 years ago, and the land bridge to England stuck around for 2,000 more years, allowing snakes more time to migrate north as the planet warmed. That's why England does have snakes and Ireland doesn't. New Zealand and Iceland lack snakes for similar reasons. However, it doesn't mean you won't run into any snakes in Ireland. Although the island has no endemic snakes, it isn't illegal to have one as a pet, like it is in Hawaii. In fact, pet snakes were seen as a status symbol in Ireland during the 90s. With like, is that your snake, or are you happy to see me? With many people setting their pet snakes free during the economic recession around 2008. I don't have any more crickets. You got to go. It's possible that a few populations of snakes, or I guess they eat like mice and shit. A few populations of snakes are slithering about, though not nearly in large enough numbers to threaten Ireland's ecosystem or its residents. So that is why Ireland is decidedly snakeless, and they haven't reproduced like the pythons in the Florida Everglades.
Oh, yeah, but there's probably a shit ton of people that release their baby ball pies into the Florida but that climate too is good for snake breeding.
Yeah, the pythons every year they have a giant python roundup. There's a lot of Burmese pythons for some reason there. Those are close to your people.
I know the big. Well, there are a lot of.
They're the light-colored ones, right?
Mythology.
They're the Burmese ones are the yellow ones.
I think so. Yeah, like golden in tone. Mm-hmm. But they're and
they get into epic clashes with the alligators.
Yeah, there's a lot of like Lao mythology. And I want to answer Mr. Lee. Mr. Lee pointed out the other day when we were talking about like 23andMe, and how my 23andMe keeps changing, like fluctuating based on more data sets. But anyway, apparently I'm like 70% ethnically Chinese, it's because my family immigrated from China proper. And I always knew that. My family immigrated from China proper into Laos, like further south. So I always knew that. I just didn't know percentage wise. And I always knew like the Mongolian blood and Siberian blood. And I always knew that from what my grandmother told me. But my grandmother also had Parkinson's and Alzheimer's. So I thought she was, so I didn't really believe her. So I spat in a little tube and sent it off to 23andMe like 15 plus years ago. And it ended up proving everything that grandma said was actually right. But now I have percentages. So anyway, the one thing I learned is that the jungle will fucking kill you, Ted.
Oh yeah. The jungle is stingy, bitey, infecty.
Wrap around your necky.
No food. There's a
furry things with claws.
There's a great book I strongly
thing.
recommend. People always ask me for books. There's a book called River of Doubt. It's about Theodore Roosevelt after he left the presidency and left politics, went on this giant like trip through the Amazon rainforest, and it basically almost killed him. In fact, it did kill him eventually. He got malaria, and that's how he ultimately died years later.
Is that what he died from?
Yeah. And the jungle did kill him. And it describes just sort of like you are in this lush place. You can hear animals and hear birds, but there's nothing to eat that you can get. There's no fruits that are like you can climb to or grab off a tree. Everything's way hundreds of feet up in the canopy. Like everything's tantalizingly out of reach. And there's no like potable water, because everything's skanky and gross. And so it's really the jungle is rough.
Yeah, that's I dated a Green Beret for some time, and he said he when he was in training for this, they said, choose what climate you want to be an expert in, jungle or desert. And he said he chose desert. And I said, why? He said, because there's less things that'll kill you. If I'm going to be sent somewhere to fight some war, I'd rather be sent to a desert than to a jungle.
No question.
So and it always stuck with me. And
that's why the people, that's the part of World War II that people forget. Like one of the reasons we call it the Good War is, of course, we liberated some of the death camps. Mostly that's the Russians, but
mostly the Russians, yeah.
But still, the real reason why it was the Good War is because we went to Italy and France, where people, where the food's good.
You're at the Mediterranean and the
there's wine, there's cute girls. It's like that's they're not wearing burqas.
Girls in mini skirts. Yeah. Oh, that's true. I guess for an American GI. Yeah, man, that's the war to be at, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, fucking Afghanistan, kill me now.
Well, that's the thing, right? If you're a Green Beret, you're like, fuck, do you want to go to the Amazon and risk being like constricted by a fucking boa slithering down while you're sleeping, like
fucking anaconda killing your ass,
right? Like swallowing you whole, or
bitten to death by a fucking jaguar,
or like having some Afghan girl with beautiful eyes batting her eyes at you that you can only see like this much,
or having like
you lift up
in the Amazon, like go for a swim, get eaten by piranhas, or like a botfly,
the leeches.
Botfly like plants its plants its seeds under your skin, its eggs under your skin, and then they hatch. A big pustule comes out, and then the little botflies swarm out of your body.
The mental picture of like, they're,
the like jungle is bad. My ex-wife, she kept wanting to go to the Amazon rainforest, and I was like, I was always kind of
she sounds adventurous.
She was adventurous, and I do give her that. I was like always like generally up for anything she wanted to do, but
not that, man.
I was like, no, you go by yourself. I'm not going to that.
Yeah, not that. I have no interest in doing that. I love traveling, but not not that. I will not. I won't do a deep jungle type thing. The most jungle I have done was the Costa Rican jungle. And that was even like off the beaten trails, but kind of still on the trail. Like you can choose. It's like those books that you can choose your ending. You can go on the safe trail, great for families. Here's another trail. B is like a little rugged. Trail C, it's off the beaten path. You might get bit by things. Like, okay, I'll choose C, but it's still a trail, like
right.
And that's where I had I think they're called howler monkeys, like steal my backpack and fucking open my backpack.
They're notorious. Howler monkeys are little bitches.
Fucking assholes. But that's the most jungle I've done. Like
monkeys are not cute. Monkeys are assholes.
No, they're assholes. Like like watching Friends and like Ross have the monkey as a pet. I was like, no, fuck that little asshole.
No one, by the way, only a maniac would have a monkey as a pet. Right? I mean, they literally break your house. They will trash. Yes. They will trash everything you own.
Yes.
It'll be like, it'll be like what Jeffrey Epstein would do to your asshole. It's like
it is like having like 10 ADHD kids in one monkey.
Yeah,
destroying...
And you can't catch them. They're like greased lightning.
No. This little fucker, I put my backpack down. I'll never forget because we found a beach clearing. I put my backpack down and I had like a couple granola bars in there, I think, and whatever.
They stole it.
Fucking put my back. I didn't know that they were even there, but they were fucking watching. They were hiding obviously in the treetops.
Yep.
Put my backpack down. And I'm like, I found this beautiful beach clearing. I'm like, I'm gonna go for a quick swim. I put my backpack down. I start trotting off into the water, and then I hear. And I turn and I look. A swarm of howler monkeys coming, like descending, dozens and dozens, Ted, fighting each other, pulling my backpack. One of them, like I guess an alpha male, a little bigger one, managed to make off with it. He climbs up to the nearest branch, and this little fucker is unzipping my backpack and throwing shit out one at a time, like looking at it, like sniff, sniff. Throwing it out. Then he's sitting there and I'm like, oh my God. I'm scared because the other ones are like going with their teeth. And I'm like, fuck, my passport's in there. Like, oh fuck. And like these little fuckers and his friends come up there and they find my, like my nuts and my whatever, like your hiking food, right?
Yeah.
And these little fuckers are sitting there peeling and shit and eating my stuff and throwing my shit all through the jungle, like just chucking it.
Yeah.
They're assholes.
They are like that. Is 100% how they are. I was in Indonesia when I was mugged for my glasses by a monkey, and it was not a howler monkey.
He
it was
just wanted to wear your glasses.
A big ass fucking monkey, and he it literally like stunned me because he was probably, I don't know, fucker probably weighed 30-40 pounds, jumps on my shoulders, bounces off with my glasses, and then he's like this. He jumped up in a tree, he's just out of reach, looking down at me like insultingly, like, hello fool. And he's like this, like, and he's literally like this. And then like I finally had the presence of mind to throw some a chocolate bar up to him, and then he threw my glasses down.
You're like, I'll trade. Hey buddy. I
literally told him. I'm like, and I think he's done this before.
Yeah, I've heard. Yeah, Unsung Pat says Dune or Predator. I'll go Dune.
Dune.
I'll go Dune. I'll go Dune. Now that I've been...
I mean, it's going to suck.
Mild jungle.
Dune will suck too, but yeah.
Yeah.
It's the right call.
No, if I have to live in a movie between those two, I'll live in Dune. I'll go. Yeah, Ted and I go Dune. I've learned, no, hard pass on the monkeys. I'll take a camel spitting at me. I will take maybe the threat of scorpions.
Yeah, scorpions aren't that big a deal. Compared
Robbie
to
says Yellowstone or Dune. Well, Yellowstone's a forest, though. Is forest just as threatening as jungle, though?
I don't know. Yellowstone has bears.
Fuck, man. No. Dune. Dune.
I mean, the only thing about Dune is if you have water. If you have water, you're okay.
Yeah. Yeah, that's all I'll say. Yeah, Yellowstone. Like, how do I know if like fucking geyser's gonna go off on me at Yellowstone?
Yeah,
No,
I mean, there's also mountain
super
lions.
volcano.
There's mountain lions and shit.
No,
Although
still
probably
Dune.
the truth is, you probably will not be attacked by a bear or a mountain lion in Yellowstone. I think I'd go Yellowstone because there's probably food.
Well, there's
Probably
food,
get some berries or something.
yeah, but there's like moose. There's giant ass moose that are walking around that'll try to kill you. There's
true, but if you make enough
I don't
noise,
know.
everything will leave you alone.
I don't know. I'm just like, if you're unarmed, I would say Dune. If all I have is like a knife, a small knife, maybe a machete at most to get through life, Dune. Because I don't think throwing rocks at a fucking moose is gonna do it, Ted.
No. If a moose is after you,
So-
you're just fucking finished.
Yeah, or a bear. Like, if it's brown, lay down. If it's black,
I guess with
attack.
a moose, maybe you could like climb up a tree, and if you were quick enough.
I can't climb a tree.
Bear's going to get you. A bear can come after you.
Yeah, I don't remember which one can climb, but I know
Bears.
if it's black, attack.
A moose cannot.
If it's brown, lay down. That's all I know. If it's brown, lay down.
Yellow,
like
let it mellow. All right.
Is that what they say? All right. So this is St. Patty's Day, and like I told you at the top, it might seem like we're drunk, but we're actually not. This is.
Imagine if we were.
Imagine if we were. Well, we have been out drinking, Ted, so that's fun.
True. Yeah, that's
a good
true.
time.
That's
so
true.
All right, see you guys on Wednesday on a better hump day. But today, go get sloshed. Have a drink for your pregnant friend Manila, Ted. I can't have a drink.
No green
today.
vomit though.
Have some green beer for me.
Okay.
Adios, amigos. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.